Okay, well this is a follow-up to my comments on Dr. Craig, and although we will be hearing from Dr. Craig later on in this video, lucky us, this doesn't specifically just apply to Dr. Craig. In fact, this applies very generally across YouTube, not just to the religious but also to the irreligious as well. And this deals with the idea of objective and subjective morality. It seems to me in the videos that I've watched, in the discussions that I've had, that the vast majority of people seem to favour an objective morality. Even those that don't think that morality is objective still hold this position that, well, yes, it would be better if it was objective, but unfortunately we've crapped out because it isn't. There either isn't an objective morality out there at all, or even if there is, well, that isn't the morality that we have in any case. That isn't how we form our morals. We don't have a direct contact to that objective set of morals, so that it's kind of irrelevant. Well, I want to make a totally different argument here, and that is that objective set of morals is not something to aspire to. It isn't in any way superior to a subjective morality, and I want to tell you exactly why. But before I really get on with that, I just want to show how marvellously even-handed I am. That's what I want to do, by just sticking up for objective morality, by clearing something up. And that is that it does come in two flavours: absolute objective morality and relative objective morality. And there is a big difference. And a lot of time people beat moral objectivists with a stick that they shouldn't be beating them with, by forcing them to adopt this absolute objective position. It's a bit like saying to a moral objectivist, is it okay for women to get their tits out on the beach, and forcing them to give a yes or no answer that has to hold true in every beach around the world. But it's perfectly okay for a moral objectivist to say, well, on beaches where that's likely to cause offence, that would be morally objectively wrong. On beach where it isn't likely to cause offence, then it would be morally objectively okay. That is legitimate to do that within an objective framework. You can take account of cultural differences on different effects on different kinds of people, whether it hurts that person or whether it doesn't. I just wanted to chime in and just say that from my perspective as a morally destitute atheist, I want to make it absolutely clear it doesn't matter what beach in the world it is. It doesn't even matter if it's raining. Girls, just wang them out, okay? So the claim that's always laid in favour of objectivity, that seems to appeal to so many people, even those that don't believe that an objective set of morals exist, is that because it's fixed, it's not at the whim of human culture, that if we get it so spectacularly wrong, that at least this correct, perfect objective morality exists somewhere. But although that's the strength of an objective morality, it's also its weakness, because there are two critical flaws with an objective morality. The first is that the objective morality that actually existed might not be an objective morality that we would very much care for. That's the first problem. It's just a blind assumption, a baseless assumption, to assume that the objective morality that exists is the objective morality that appeals to us. And isn't it strange that everybody who proposes an objective morality, it's always strangely similar. It's always eerily like the morality that they tend to hold themselves. It always seems to be a morality, an objective set of moral viewpoints, of standards that they would be more than happy to accept. That's the first problem. But the second problem is a lot deeper. And to give you some understanding of that, let me show you now a clip of Dr. Craig.
To say that moral values and duties are objective is to say that they are valid and binding, independent of human opinion. For example, to say that the Holocaust was objectively evil is to say that it was evil even though the Nazis who carried it out thought that it was good.
So here's the point then. The real superiority of subjective morality is that when something like the Nazis arise, we can always criticise it. We're always able to give our opinions. We are valued as moral agents, and we are always able to make a moral judgment on things. Now imagine, as Dr. Craig has done, that morality was objective, but that what the Nazis did wasn't morally objectively evil, but was morally objectively good. After all, we have no say-so. There's nothing that you can appeal to us within our innate tendencies to decipher what is evil and what is good, according to Dr. Craig. No, it's some objective morality that's totally independent of the way that we think, of the way that we perceive these kinds of things. So it could well be that the Nazis are morally, objectively good. And what could we say about it? What arguments could we give if that was the case? This is the scary thing, because there would be absolutely nothing that we could say that would count one jot. Our opinions and moral perspectives would count for absolutely nothing. Instead of fearing moral subjectivity, we should be embracing it, because it's moral subjectivity that allows us to have the argument. It's subjectivity that allows us to thrash out moral issues and arrive at a set of morals that most of us are happy with in whatever societies we live in. I can't see what's wrong with that. I can't see how we could do better than that. And in any case, whenever somebody proposes a set of objective morals, if it doesn't chime with our subjective sense, we disregard it anyway. That was one of the problems I had, in fact, with Sam Harris and his secular way of fashioning an objective moral standpoint. Okay, well, that's all I've got to say on that. Thank you for watching this video. Bye for now.